time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing.
It's all guys.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside of me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry.
When you come to the retirement shit, like you serious about this? Yeah, for sure.
Gervonta Tank Davis has officially declared his retirement from professional boxing, but the announcement has been met with widespread skepticism across the boxing world. Mere hours after making the statement, his former mentor and promotional partner, Floyd Mayweather Jr., appeared to throw thinly veiled shade toward him. In a series of pointed social media posts and sly, sarcastic remarks, the undefeated boxing icon made it clear he wasn't convinced that Tank's decision was genuine. The tension between the two, already simmering for years, seemed to intensify in real time, as Mayweather's reaction sparked heated debate among fans. Many are now openly questioning whether this is a heartfelt goodbye from Davis or just another calculated move to dominate the headlines and keep his name at the center of the sport's attention.
So I'm sure by now many people have heard about the news that was broken by Rick Glazier, who stated that 5-time world champion, 3-division world champion, undefeated superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, has officially announced his retirement, right? He told the people around him that he is retiring from the sport of boxing. He is no longer going to compete in the sport of boxing due to his frustration with the way and the direction the sport of boxing is going in.
Following the initial shock announcement, Davis doubled down during a candid conversation on a podcast with rapper Lil Yachty, stating that he intends to step away from the sport entirely by the end of 2025. He explained that his priority now lies with his family, education, and personal development, signaling a major shift in his life goals. The reigning WBA lightweight champion first delivered this bombshell during the press conference launching his fight with Lamont Roach, bluntly declaring, "After next year, I'm out. It's over. I'm fed up." Later, however, he softened the tone, framing it more as an extended break rather than a permanent exit. This left the door cracked open for a potential return, suggesting that he is still wrestling with the emotional and practical weight of walking away from boxing completely.
To the retirement shit, like you serious about this? Yeah, for sure. But why, bro? I just feel like you know it's too early. I feel like you fucking with us at this point. Like at this point, it's like you joking. Is it to sell a fight? Like, no, it's. I mean, I ain't say I'm like retiring like after this fight, but for sure, like after this year, I'm retiring.
After next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight. You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you.
Davis's journey in the sport began with explosive promise. He made his professional debut on February 22, 2013, at the DC Armory in Washington, D.C., facing Desi Williams. In a stunning display of raw power and precision, Tank dispatched Williams with a brutal first-round knockout, announcing himself to the boxing world as a rising star to watch. That debut wasn't just a victory, it was the beginning of a legacy. The performance showcased not only his punching strength but also his natural ring instincts and fearless mindset, qualities that would go on to define a career filled with highlight reel moments and championship success.
Of course. Anybody get the number of that bus? Of course.
I had to cut more too.
I had to cut more too.
Let me say it.
Give me the hand.
Catch the chain. Good. Catch it again. Good. Make sure you catch it again, bro. I won't touch it so
You want to do it? Want to do it? Tank first? You fighting next?
Yep.
A pivotal turning point in Davis's ascent came in 2015 when he caught the attention of Floyd Mayweather Jr., who decided to take him under his wing. Mayweather's mentorship went far beyond teaching advanced boxing techniques. He positioned himself as an older brother figure in Tank's life. Their bond was underscored by moments like the time Mayweather gifted Davis a $60,000 Jeep, a gesture that symbolized not only his belief in Tank's talent but also his personal investment in seeing him succeed both in and out of the ring.
Gervonta Davis is a boxing sensation. He has a lot of knockouts, 11-0, 10 knockouts. But here's the thing, Floyd Mayweather has taken him under his wing and he bought him a brand new car. Floyd doesn't buy cars for a lot of people. Tell me about that. Tell me about the car that he bought and how did you respond when he said, we're going to get you a car today?
As he didn't tell me at first, his mom had a crash on her car.
Okay.
So he went to the dealership and went to go get her joint fixed. So I was out eating, so he called me. He always told me he was gonna give me a car and stuff like that, give me a place and all that. But he had a lot going on, you know, and I wasn't rushing him because I knew he had a lot going on. So this particular day, he just called me. I was out eating, so he called me and was like, "I'm about to have someone to pick you up. Just be ready." So I was out eating, so I was like, "Okay, I'm ready now." So they came pick me up. Then he took me to the dealership. So he let me test drive this, and he also let me test drive a Charger. The Charger was too fast, and he was like, everybody at the gym had them.
That's true, they do.
Yeah, he was like, we want to get you something different. So.
Well, you're from Baltimore. You need a Jeep on the streets of Baltimore. Yeah. I've watched the news.
Their relationship was built on more than just business contracts. It thrived on personal mentorship, shared ambition, and deep mutual respect. Davis frequently credited Floyd for not only sharpening his technical skill set but also instilling the mental fortitude, focus, and self-belief that transformed him from a gifted prospect into a dominant world champion capable of achieving greatness that could last generations.
Baltimore, you need a Jeep on the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah.
I've watched the news.
Yeah.
What did they say back home when everybody saw the story that Floyd Mayweather bought you a very expensive car?
Not only that he bought me an expensive car, he took me in.
Took you interest in you and your career, yeah?
Yeah, as a fighter, also as a, you know, Floyd old enough to be my son, so I wouldn't say a big brother, so he, like a father figure and stuff like that, he took me in, and you know, he been treating me good since I knew him. You know, he been not only in the boxing, like working with me on boxing, he showed me like the business side and all that type of stuff, and he showed me a lot, and I appreciate him, and I love him forever for that.
We all see the news and many times people say negative stuff about Floyd. From your experience with him, from the fact that he bought you a car, which he didn't have to, because there are a lot of fighters here and he doesn't buy them cars. What does that say about him?
It's not only that him giving me stuff, because all that stuff can get taken away. You know, it's just the knowledge that he give me, like when we one-on-one, when we running and stuff like that, that he showed me, and he not only showed me but teach me and stuff like that. So I'm forever grateful for that.
Give me a tour of the Jeep really quick. What do we got?
Unlock this real quick. This the newest Jeep that just came out, Rubicon.
However, as with many close partnerships in boxing, cracks eventually began to show. Davis grew increasingly frustrated with what he perceived as Mayweather's attempts to control his career path and limit his freedom to explore bigger opportunities. By 2022, Tank made the decision to leave Mayweather Promotions, opting to work more closely with influential advisor Al Heyman to gain greater control over his fight choices. This split wasn't without drama. Public disputes soon followed. Davis accused Floyd of undermining him, even going as far as banning him from training in his Las Vegas gym. In a now-deleted social media post, Davis vented his anger, writing, "What? Floyd's petty, said I couldn't use his gym anymore."
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. You know, he basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you," you know? And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. You know, that's what I was told at the time. So,
despite all the behind-the-scenes turbulence, Davis continued to prove himself in the ring. One of his most electrifying performances came on June 15, 2024, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn when he faced Frank Martin. After a shaky opening few rounds, Tank unleashed his signature power in the 8th, landing a vicious left uppercut followed by a clean straight left that ended the fight on the spot. It was knockout number 28 in his 30-fight career, a statistic that reaffirmed his position as one of the most dangerous finishers in the sport and a dominant force in the lightweight division.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Boxing Locker with me, Matt Goddard, and this is my breakdown of Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who is arguably the best puncher in boxing and without question one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. Your position for him within those 10 is up for debate, but we're not going to talk about that today. Today, I'm going to give you a brief background of Gervonta's boxing record and his kind of bio, and then I'm going to go into the breakdown of what makes him such a fantastic fighter. Okay, so first and foremost, Tank is now 30-0 with 28 knockouts. It's like a 93% knockout ratio, which is crazy. I believe it's the highest knockout percentage of any current world champion, I believe. I would imagine Inoue is close to that, but pretty impressive. Anyway, he's 29 years old. He's a southpaw. He's 5'5"-ish, 5'5.5" maybe.
Yet, in a move that shocked many, Davis later declared his intention to retire at the close of 2025. At the press conference before his rematch with Lamont Roach, Tank didn't sugarcoat his feelings, stating, "This is trash. I'm out. I'm fed up. I don't care about belts. I just want to get my money and get out." He cited mental exhaustion, the suffocating pressures of celebrity life, and the recent birth of his son as the main reasons behind his decision. Describing boxing as mentally draining and the spotlight is increasingly unbearable, he made it clear that family and peace of mind now outweigh any title or payday.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight. You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Although Davis boasts an undefeated record and a trophy case full of world titles, recent controversies and mixed performances have cast a shadow over his dominance. His last fight, a contentious draw against Lamont Roach Jr., raised eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. While some believe financial necessity could eventually lure him back to the sport, Davis insists this retirement is about more than money. It's about reclaiming his personal life and finding fulfillment beyond boxing.
So I'm sure by now many people have heard about the news that was broken by Rick Glazier, who stated that 5-time world champion, 3-division world champion, undefeated superstar boxer, Gervonta "Tank" Davis, 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, has officially announced his retirement, right? He told the people around him that he is retiring from the sport of boxing. He is no longer going to compete in the sport of boxing due to his frustration with the way and the direction the sport of boxing is going in. And many people are sending it to me in drones. Have I seen it? I told you guys Gervonta "Tank" Davis is in a unique place. I told you guys this a couple of days ago, that Gervonta "Tank" Davis, along with his situation outside the sport of boxing has put him in limbo. But y'all said I was capping. Gervonta Tank Davis' team, as I told you guys, stated that they are uncertain about what's going to come of his case. Gervonta Tank Davis is frustrated with that. He's also frustrated with the way the Premier Boxing Champions is handling his career. Al Heyman is no longer in charge as Louis DeCubas, Senior and Junior. Al Heyman is not running things with the PBC anymore. He is not. Right?
Critics, however, argue that his career has been carefully managed to avoid the toughest opponents, which has limited his legacy potential. They call for him to face top-tier champions in other weight classes, particularly in the stacked 135 and 140-pound divisions, to truly prove himself as one of the greats. Regardless, Davis has stated that he will fight 3 more times before hanging up the gloves. While his immediate focus is on the Lamont Roach rematch, other possible matchups being floated include high-profile bouts with Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney.
Promoter Gary Jonas shed some light on the negotiations for the rematch. While he didn't give too many details, Jonas did say that the second bout between Davis and Roach Jr. is all but finalized. Let's hear what he got to say right now.
Important question on everyone's mind: how close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal, and it's not far off.
Former 2-weight world champion Timothy Bradley offered a blunt assessment, telling the Ring magazine, "Tank is done." Speaking after ESPN's final Top Rank broadcast, Bradley claimed that Davis has mentally exited the sport, describing him as someone who has already hung up his shoes and moved on. He believes Tank is simply burned out from boxing's politics and is now only chasing the biggest possible payday before calling it quits for good.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done. Tank is done. Period.
When you say done, you mean like not fighting anymore? Or not?
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag, of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something solo, and he's looking to, hey, I'll see you later. Tank is standing, he's not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson at all. At all. I don't care how much money Turkey offer, give him 4 Lamborghinis, whatever. Tank ain't taking.
Shakur Stevenson also didn't hold back, branding Davis's retirement talk as soft during an interview at the Ring Magazine Awards in London. If he wants to retire with the career he's got, then go ahead. I disagree with it. I think it's soft, Stevenson said. Critics accuse Davis of using retirement as a bargaining chip whenever big fights fall through, pointing to previous instances where he walked back similar announcements. But this time, reports from respected insider Rick Glazer suggest Tank has privately told those close to him that he's had enough and may step away until his finances demand otherwise. For now, his growing disillusionment with the sport, family priorities, and desire for personal growth seem genuine.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So, I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then, he try to make it seem as though I need him and I don't need him, so.
Not everyone sees Davis's potential exit as a loss. Legendary heavyweight Mike Tyson has gone on record praising him, telling TMZ, "Tank is a great fighter. He'll be a legend, too, if he keeps fighting at the level he's at right now." Tyson later included him in a Sports Illustrated feature listing the most exciting fighters in boxing today alongside Terence Crawford and David Benavidez, proof that Tank's talent still commands respect among the sports elite.
I have to ask you, would you ever remake your famous video game? Bring it to the next generation consoles, my friend?
Hey, I'm just happy to be alive.
What do you think about people comparing Tank Davis to you? I mean, what do you think about that?
Tank is a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? But what do you think about them comparing it to you? I mean, you're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thank you.
speculation over his motivations continues to swirl. Some say Tank is simply bored, having beaten many of the names on his target list. Others believe the constant pressure to perform and live under the glare of public scrutiny has drained his passion for the sport. Either way, it's clear that he's in the midst of a personal and professional crossroads.
Just done with boxing. He does not enjoy it anymore. It's very clear that he just does not want to box anymore, and that's okay. He went into more detail about why he wants to retire after 2025, and it basically just comes down to he's tired of fighting, he's tired of getting punched in the face, he's not worried about his legacy. He said that he has his legacy in his city, and that's all he's worried about. He did also say that he wants to go to therapy, and he feels like if he goes to therapy now while he's boxing, he won't have that same fire inside of him, and he won't even be able to mentally get prepared for a fight. He also brought up his kids a lot, says he wants to be a lot softer for his daughters. He's got his son now, so he wants to be there for his son and be a good dad and not be getting beat up in the gym all the time. So honestly, I gotta respect it. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just worry about people's mental when they're at their lowest. You know, why do we have to see Tank lose to worry about his mental? Because Sonny Edwards just retired because of his mental. Like, he was at his lowest. So I don't think we have to see Tank get there to care about his mental. So if he wants to go and he wants to get his last 2-3 fights in, okay, great. Do that. And then go take care of yourself. Because he is young. And I think it's becoming more of a trend to retire when you're like 30, 31. Because Sonny Edwards, 28. Gervonta is going to retire at like 31, 32. And then even Jesse Bam Rodriguez says by the time he's 30, he doesn't really want to be in the sport anymore. But I think this does have a lot to do with them getting into the sport so young. When you're doing it from like the age of 12 or even sometimes younger for Tank, I believe he was younger. So when you've been doing it for that long, getting beat up for that long, I mean, it takes a toll on you. You just don't want to do it anymore. So I gotta.
So what's your take? Is Gervonta Tank Davis truly walking away from boxing for good? Or is this just another chapter in a carefully crafted storyline? Drop your thoughts below.